That look and you know people have bad news to tell you. I guess they had to cut this trip short. Really, nigga? Man, if you don't get your camera... Bruh, get out of here, man.
Jasper!
Shit.
Jasper! Jasper!
That's a spear in his chest.
Move it!
Get down! Get down! Wait.
Oh my god. Who? My skin. Oh my, do not show that on the screen again, please. Is it what happened to her? Oh my god, that is disgusting.
Are you ready?
Mad Men Season 5 finale going crazy, hopefully. We lost Lane, RIP. Even though I gave my thoughts on the reason for him doing that was just, it was very minuscule. It wasn't great in terms of, you know, like a heavy burden. He could have bounced back from that situation pretty easily, in my opinion, because of all the stuff that was said in like the first part of the episode when he met with that guy and that guy was talking to him about, you know, what he represents and all this other stuff. And he got away with the whole thing that happened at the firm. He got away with it, pretty much. You know, it's just Don is the only person that actually knows. And Don let him off the hook. It's like, I'm not going to tell anybody else, not tell anybody, just, you know, resign. It was a great episode. Let's jump into the finale. If you guys want to see more episodes of Mad Men, go check it out on the Patreon. Link is down in the description, man. Let's jump into the reaction, and I will see you guys right after for the review.
Ton café ne vaut rien et ton mari n'est pas encore parti.
Damn it.
Tu ne devrais en cacher à ton mari.
Why bother him?
Got turned down for another part?
We're sorry that there's been no response to your reel. What is it?
I paid for a screen test. They were supposed to send it to agents.
And they weren't interested?
How could they have sent it to anybody but me in a week? They're selling classes.
It's a great thing to take advantage of.
Hopeless.
Profite de l'espoir des gens.
Do you remember Pete Campbell?
Of course he does.
We almost had dinner.
So where are you off to?
She's gonna stay with her sister for a little bit.
And where is that?
You know what, honey? I'm going to the smoker.
We'll have to stay.
You have to come?
Don't take it personally. She's in a mood.
Damn, Pete, you got it bad, man.
Beth,
I know who it is.
I have to see you.
Jesus, I'm at work. Ran into me on the train and suddenly remember who I was.
Meet me where you wanted to meet before. The Hotel Pennsylvania. I'll be there at noon under the name Mrs. Campbell.
I hope you like waiting. That's what I did.
This may be our last chance.
How so?
Have you found me an office?
Unfortunately, I was unable to go upstairs this morning. Harry Crane. But I am meeting with the building manager at lunch.
Get more than we need.
Any objections? I'm sorry, but I feel someone has to voice the negatives. Perhaps after 1 quarter, we should be careful not to overextend ourselves.
Can we just vote?
Or we could table this discussion until June.
All in favor of tabling the vote?
Aye. What is this, Parliament?
This is not over yet.
No, it's not.
Don, I give you my proxy. I have things to do.
We can do that?
I didn't. That is like, I could have been doing this. He's got to go see baby girl. Even though he should not be doing this, I can't deny that she's...
Because I'm pathetic.
So angry. Why did you come?
You know I had to.
Come sit with me. I'm not going to my sister's. Well, Howard checked me into the hospital this morning.
For what? What's wrong?
It's hard to explain, but I've been very blue, and the doctors seem to think the only thing to do is electroshock.
Shock treatment. You're not crazy.
I wanted to see you because it's going to be different after.
You've done it before?
And it creates this sort of gray cloud. Last time I lost months, and this is wonderful. You're wonderful.
Fell in love with a crazy chick,
I don't
bruh.
want to forget, and I'm afraid I will. I told them I was going to my niece's birthday party. I have to be back by 5, so I'll be ready for tomorrow.
What makes you think I would do this? You are crazy.
Please. Please give me this.
Just using him. Well, it's the same the other way around. She has incredibly blue eyes.
Oh, God.
Does everybody want redheads? Anybody can become a redhead. I mean, even Julia's working.
Let me give you a little bit of perspective here, ma'am. Okay, I'm attracted to redheads, and I have no clue why. We're attracted to what we're attracted to. Maybe that was a thing back in the 60s. And redhead are considered to be exotics. They're considered to be rare. So when you actually see them, like you see brunettes, you see blondes everywhere, all the time. You know what I'm saying? When you see redheads, it's like that my whole life. I mean, not throughout my whole life, but since I've been in America, I've probably seen 3 redheads in person, not on TV. I've probably seen 3 redheads, and I'm thinking way back that I can remember. I've probably seen or met 3 redheads. I'm talking about, and I'm a person who used to drop my nephews off to school and stuff like that, and still don't see even kids redheads. I'm talking about, like, you don't, it's not very common. In a whole school of kids, you might find 1. You know, maybe 2. Like, redheads are extremely rare, no matter what you may think. They're more common in certain places, as I said, in Europe.
Howard's coming by after work
It was terrible. I couldn't find the party. Then I couldn't get a cab.
for 4 hours.
This man's just casually out here cheating. How do they do this, bruh? Just casually out here just cheating. I don't know. Like, I would have way too much, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Howard can't make you do this. He wants to control you. He's a monster.
what if she's actually sick?
Goldwater.
Let's go to Los Angeles. I've been there. It's filled with sunshine.
Let's?
I can't.
Why?
It's so dark, Peter. Get to this place, and I suddenly feel this door open, and I want to walk through it.
That's for weak people. People who can't solve a problem.
You want to solve a problem? Sit me up.
And then you'll leave. And what if you forget you love me?
Oh, Peter, I don't know you. And you don't know me. We just happen to have the same problem.
But we're only sad because we're apart.
And I was wrong. I really should go.
Why?
Because it works.
Really? 5 more minutes.
Are you really feeling better? I didn't get a kiss. Emily was telling me that Butler Shoes is shooting a new commercial. Well, she said they're looking for a European girl. And I was thinking, well, I'd be mad at myself if I didn't ask. Well, I wouldn't ask if I didn't think I'd be right for it, but I really am.
What?
All I want you to do is put my name in a pile. I know they're gonna want to see what I look like on film, and I happen to have it.
You want to be in a commercial?
I want to work. It's in town, so I'd be home for dinner.
I thought you hated advertising.
I never said that.
Well, you certainly don't think it's art. And you're an artist, aren't you?
Are you mad at me?
I'm just surprised. It's not film.
A national commercial? Well, my friends would kill for it. You get exposure.
You get money.
Don is going off right now. On something.
That's why they want it. You don't need that.
Do you know how hard this was for me to even ask you?
Do you know how hard it would be to ask Charles Butler Jr. to hire my wife?
I'll be making Calvet.
Ken, Stan, and Ginsberg are going to be there. They know who you are.
I'm gonna call the dentist.
No.
Listen, just forget I brought any of this up. It's been so hard. You know.
Good morning.
I want to reopen the conversation about more space.
Not gonna put anybody in here, are you?
I've been trying so hard to be so responsible and careful, and I don't even know why. Every day I open the mail and there's more money.
That's the idea, isn't it?
The death benefit from the company insurance policy. Why would he do that?
You'll never get an answer. You can't think about that.
And then I can't stop it. What could I have done?
Nothing.
It's not true. Why didn't I give him what he wanted?
What did he want?
Jeez. Everybody wants a piece of Jones shit. You know what I'm saying? Even me.
C'est
See a
midi.
dentist.
Et
Let
les
him pull
dents
that
se
thing
lever.
out.
Vous vous êtes disputés.
No, Mother. I'm sad. What do I do?
Arrête de te plaindre. Tu as une belle maison et un beau mari qui te donne tout ce que tu veux. Même si tu ne lui fais pas d'enfant.
Why are you always so nice to strangers? You don't ever care what I want to do.
Parce que tu cours après un fantôme.
You're supposed to be encouraging.
Not every little girl gets to do what they want. The world could not support that many ballerinas.
Is that what you tell yourself?
Tu n'es qu'une petite garçon croate.
Well, damn.
Dieu merci, j'ai autre chose que mes enfants dans la vie.
That's kind of harsh, but I get why she went there, because it's like sometimes you need a little bit of dose of reality, right? And sometimes your parents got to give you that little dose of reality, because a lot of times your parents will see you going down and they'll support you. But at the end of the day, if they realize that you're not really good at something and the world and the universe is telling you this is not for you, right? Sometimes they got to reel you in a little bit and be like, hey, maybe you should do something else that you're actually good at. And sometimes you got to suck it up and understand that it's, you know what I'm saying? Because if acting is not where it is, right? And you're constantly trying to improve and you're waiting for your big break. And don't get me wrong, some people are, you know, are decent enough to act, but she's not getting anything. She's not even getting commercials. She's not getting any decent roles. You know what I'm saying? She's not even getting those straight to DVDs. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad it is for her. So sometimes somebody has to tell you, it's like, hey man, I wanted to be a ballerina, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, that just wasn't it for me. I you know, I didn't have the talent for it, or whatever the situation is. And sometimes you got to give that up and just go do something else. You know, it happens. So, you know, sometimes it does happen. So it's like, it's tough, but sometimes you really do need that dose of reality, though. No cap.
Oh, there you are.
She's drunk.
Let's get you to bed.
You can't even kiss me?
He has a
Go to
toothache.
the dentist. Please. It's the only thing I'm good for.
Okay,
What
that's...
the hell happened today?
For me to be waiting for you. I swear you won't give me a chance.
That's not true.
I know. It's either that or I'm terrible. But how the hell would you know?
You're really drunk. Sleep it off.
She's so hard on herself. Like, I don't understand this. It's like... It bothers me, dude. It literally bothers me. I know I'm watching something that's fictional, but it really does bother me because I'm worried about her. I'm worried about her because Don essentially told her, it's like, I can't do that because there's just like that's like, you know what I'm saying? That's like me having my business. I'm be like, my wife does not have the qualifications or anything like that, and be like, hey, I want to be the CEO of the company, and I just put her there. What do you think everybody else is going to think when she's putting no time at the company, right? She doesn't have any experience with being a CEO, but just because she's my wife, she gets the job, right? Or she gets an interview. Let's put it like that, because all Megan wanted was an audition, right? She gets an interview. Her resume doesn't reflect anything that she could do. Her resume is, I was a stay-at-home mom for 20 years, right? And I just put her in to run the company as a CEO just because she's my wife. What do you think everybody's going to think? Do you think I'm going to have any type of credibility after that with my colleagues, with the people that are helping to run the company? You think they're going to really want to work for me anymore if I do something like that? Come on, man. Come on. I know she feels bad. And as I said, I'm worried about her because I don't know what she will turn to because of this. Maybe she'll turn to the alcohol or whatever. But I hope she can understand that I can't do that. Get the audition on your own. This is what you want, right? You got to work at it. Right? I'm not going to get you the audition. It's a conflict of interest. We can't do that. And you got to understand it and move forward.
How could you leave her like that? Drunk out of her mind?
She's married to you. That's your job.
And you show up and she's miserable.
I know it's hard to watch. But this is what happens when you have the artistic temperament, but you are not an artist. Take my advice. Nurse her through this defeat, and you shall have the life you desire. I have postcards to write.
Well, she ain't wrong. That Fred Jackson is doing something, though. Bro, go to the dentist. I don't know why I'm shouting at you, because I'm the same way sometimes. Finally. Talking about that, I really need to go to the dentist and make that appointment tomorrow.
You're in bad shape, Dick.
Well, I can't go.
What are you doing here?
I mean, Monday. I shouldn't.
I lost my job when I died. I'm gonna do you a favor.
Damn, got that.
Take it out. But it's not your tooth, it's rotten.
Don't leave me.
Don't worry. I'll hang around.
Hang around. Oh my god, that pun was on point.
No, you're right. You really do have the same eye.
I'm so glad you came.
How are you feeling?
I don't have a brother.
Only way I could get in.
But what are you doing here?
I was worried about you.
Oh, that's right.
She don't remember who the hell he is.
I'm sorry,
But you can still visit.
but I'm here to visit my friend.
Please, please, keep me company.
She has no idea who he is.
What's wrong with your friend?
He got involved with another man's wife.
And that put him in the hospital? Why did he do it?
Well, all the regular reasons, I guess.
It's like, of all the oranges you could have picked out of the basket, really?
That all this aging was worth something because he knew things young people didn't know yet. He probably thought it would be like having a few tall drinks. Then he would go back to his life and would say, that was nice.
But then he got sick.
Well,
When it went away,
at least
he was
the
heartbroken.
secret is safe.
And then he realized everything he already had was not right either. And that was why it had happened at all. And that his life with his family was some temporary bandage on a permanent wound.
Don't worry. They'll fix him up here. They're very good.
Well, this kind of explains why her husband, like, sleeps with other women. But doesn't make it right, but it's kind of understandable why he steps out on her. She's not well.
You were the most disgusting person I've ever seen.
Oh, come on!
How could you do that to that woman? You just couldn't wait to get her in the hospital and erase her brain.
It's you? She always spreads her legs for the first chump she can find.
Pete, you're not a fighter. Damn.
You! Max Smelling, you go that way.
He started it. Out! My things are in the bar.
That's not a surprise. Listen, buddy, you're gonna give it a couple of minutes, you're gonna go down there and apologize.
To him!
You gotta ride the train every day, and he's a fellow commuter, and I don't like fighting on my train.
Oh, it's your train. You paying to ride on it? We're paying you to ride on it. You work for us, so why don't you go down there and apologize to him? Go ahead, you fat piece of crap.
That's it, come on, you come on.
Get your hands off me. You can't do that.
Get off the train.
You assaulted him first, technically. So yes, he can punch you in the face.
What on earth happened? Were you in another car accident?
The car's fine. There's not a scratch on it. I fell asleep and ran into a ditch.
Come with me. I can't live like this. Knowing you're out there working so hard and then wondering if you're going to come home and in what condition. I think you were right. And first thing tomorrow morning, we're going to find you an apartment in the city.
Judy is the best wife in this show, hands down. Who's watching the reel? Don? Well, let's see if she's got the chops. I mean, she's already doing a good job in the show. Sometimes you get so immersed into a show, you forget that she's actually in a show acting.
I think this is where the staircase goes.
Congratulations.
There she is. There's our beauty.
Nice to see you again. I can't believe this is happening.
You step in, please.
I know I love you.
Now that you got what you wanted. Well, at least he looked at the tape, but it's a commercial, right? Plus, isn't this the commercial that her friend wanted? You're gonna be like, yes, or it's gonna leave that for us to interpret that Don is about to cheat. Jesus, man, why? Oh, cool. He started producing the show. That's pretty cool too. Usually a lot of people, like usually a lot of times when actors get attached to certain projects and stuff like that, I think that's a good way for them to transition into like producing and being EPs on other projects as well. But eventually, if you don't want a certain show to like go into the gutter or get better, some of the times the studio like that's publishing it will start to like trying to wean off and not giving it enough budget and stuff like that. And sometimes the actors themselves got to pitch in and be like, okay, give me a stake and I'll put up some money and let's go a couple more seasons or whatever the situation is. It's a very common thing that happened, started happening recently in a lot of TV shows that has come out in the last probably, I want to say the last like 15 years or so. You'll see that these people like they get a vested interest into these things. So that's pretty cool that he is a producer on the show now, John Hamm. So great way to end the season. I stand by what I said in the last episode, where I said that season 5 is my favorite season so far of the show. It's my favorite season. It beat out all the previous ones that I've watched. I think season 5 really, really stepped it up in the character development. The things that happened during this season was very good. Some of it very different. We lost Peggy to another firm. Lane committing suicide. The things that happened to Joan throughout the season that she had to battle. We're watching Don, evolve into this different kind of human being, but they're kind of like leaving a little shade there at the end for us to still believe that he's kind of still in the gray. But I think that he's proven to us that he can be loyal, and maybe the reason why they left it up to chance there for us to think, oh, he's gonna start cheating again on Megan, is because of what Megan has been pursuing recently, right? That whole thing came from just one conversation with her father. Now all of a sudden she wants to act again, doesn't want to be the trophy wife, you know what I mean? And I spoke enough about that during that very episode. I spoke enough about that, how that can be detrimental to plenty of relationships out there if all of a sudden you just decide, oh, I want to do this now. Well, that's not the person I married. You know what I'm saying? And by all rights and means, like, Don has the right now to be like, well, that's not who I married. I'm married to someone who I want to take care of, I want to protect, provide for, right? And I need you to be home. I need my wife to be home when I get home. You choosing a career that could take you 3 months at a time away from me is not what I signed up for. You get what I'm saying? If this was a thing that I knew you were doing before we got married, right, I would not have married you. But if I accepted that, if I met you in this position, I'm talking about these are like, in a way, extreme circumstances, because it doesn't happen all the time. You get what I'm saying? But in that situation, that would have given me a choice of whether I have to choose to be with you or not. That's a big deal. Some people can deal with that, but you can't just force me to deal with that just because you have some urge to become somebody else all of a sudden, right? And I think that is very important when going into relationship, that understand what it is that they do in terms of going into relationships and stuff like that. Like, I'm not gonna spring something on my girl and be like, hey, this, you know what I'm saying? If situations arise and we have to deal with it, then we deal with it. If it's a one-off situation, but if it's this gonna be consistent, like say for instance, now I decide, oh, the business that I'm doing now is gonna be all over the world, so we need to be prepared to be in England tomorrow, or you know, France the next day, and Australia the next day, and all this other stuff. She didn't sign up for that. She didn't sign up for that. But if she's cool with it, you get what I'm saying? Like, if she's be like, okay, I'm gonna support this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna travel, we're gonna do this, then cool. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if she says, I didn't sign up for this, I'm gonna have to swallow a very hard pill and possibly prepare for her to break up if that thing, or me traveling to do that kind of business, is not so important to her. I can't keep her prisoner and be like, you have to do this because you love me, or some stupid thing like that, to tell her that. No, she has the right to end our relationship because that's not what she signed up for. You get what I'm saying? And that's just a simple example of how those things go. And we've seen how progressively bad their relationship is becoming. Their relationship is not getting better. Don is coping. Don is coping in this relationship right now, and it's not going as good as it when it before all of that, right? And even her mom is saying, like, listen, man, I know my daughter, okay? Just wait it out. You know, just wait it out, you know, because essentially the tantrum will pass. And I understand that when things happen, you expect your significant other to understand and just roll with the punches, you know, if it's important enough for them to roll it. But if they decide not to do it, you can't now sit there and be like, well, you have to do it because we're married. And no, you change things, and it's a big change. You get what I'm saying? And people might say Don is trying to sabotage her chances of doing these things, but really and truly, he's supported everything that she's been trying to do. It's just that, yes, he's reluctant about it because that's not what he signed up for, but he's still supporting her. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what he's not signed up for her to become some full-time actress. Just like, what do you think was going to happen? Nobody knows. I don't know how this works, right? But this being sprung into the relationship right now is really not good for it. So I would rather not deal with it. So if you want me to be with somebody else, you know what I'm saying, let's call it quits, and I'll go be with somebody who doesn't aspire to be an actress or whatever. You get what I'm saying? And you can go do your thing, and I could do mine, and I'll find somebody that more fits into the criteria. Once again, listen, I don't hold nobody prisoner, whether it's off the moment or just overall how the situation is going. Like, if people are doing these things and they're in relationship and these things pop up, it's not about dealing with it. And I don't want you to be a prisoner. Like, I'm giving you the choice at the end of the day. If I feel like if we do this, we're gonna make more money, and there's a whole lot of positives over here, it's cool, right? If you're cool with that, with us doing this, okay, we can move forward, right? But if you say, nah, I don't want to deal with this, and I deem this to be more important to, you know, to me right now, you have the choice to leave. I'm not saying that I would say, okay, forget you, Dan, and out. We'll have a discussion about it, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to be like, forget you, Dan. Okay, that's not what you signed up for, but this is where we are now. I'm not going to force you to come on this journey with me. You get what I'm saying? And if you can give me a valid reason why I should not choose this, if I should choose the relationship over this opportunity that you believe that you can't come on board with, you know what I'm saying? You know what? Maybe it'll change my mind. But you're going to have to come up with something good. I'm just saying. So you're not a prisoner of the moment or the situation. You always have the option to leave. Now, I'm not saying that people should break up their relationships for stupid reasons. I'm just saying these things gotta be extreme. It's gotta be extreme circumstance. Like, it can't be, oh, my job wants me to work on Saturdays now, so I didn't sign up for that. Right? That's just stupid. Okay, it's just one more day, right? Or, oh, but we used to go to picnics on Saturday. It's just one more day. Deal with it. That's not you know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be extreme. Okay, so this season was great, man. I loved it. Everything that transpired in this season. We didn't see Betty a lot, but Petty Betty did show up. Every time she was in an episode, she was very petty. Very petty, right? The pettiness came out very, very heavy, right? Glad to see Sally growing up, of course. Yeah, man. I'm hoping that they keep Peggy around. I don't know if that was her last time on the show that we saw in this episode, but hopefully we'll see her again in some capacity, because she was a great character to have in the show. Also, them getting new office space, they're growing. It's always good. Great stuff, man. Loved it. This was a great season, guys. Let me know if you think that season 5, out of all the 5 seasons we've watched so far, if you think season 5 was the best. I believe so. That's just my subjective opinion. Let me know what you think, or what was your favorite season in the comment section. All right, I will see you guys for season 6 of Mad Men, whenever that is, next week, whatever. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all for coming with me on these journeys. The 100 or so of you guys that have been clicking on the video, I really do appreciate y'all, man. We will keep pushing, and we're gonna push till the end. As I said, if you guys want to just watch till the end, by the time you guys are seeing this, I should be finished with the series. So go check it out on the Patreon if you want to help support a little bit of what I do here. Anyways, leave a like, leave a comment. Catch you guys for the next season, man. I'm out. Peace.